from me.
Trained as a Jedi, you request for him.
Hello there, only one Kenobi here, only one. And as you saw in the introduction, I recently went to Dagfields Antiques and Crafts and Antiques, close to where I am. It was a place called Nantwich. It's not a million miles away from where I live. There's a shopping bag from the place. And, you know, I went there because my mate went a couple of weeks ago. And he said, there's a few Star Wars things here. He said, probably nothing that'll interest you. He sent me a video and he was panning his camera all over the place. And he was panning past all this episode 1 stuff and Power of the Force. And I said to him, you're joking. He thought they were peg warmers. I said, no. I mean, everyone knows the Power of the Force is not the best line of Star Wars figures, but you can get some good stuff in there, man. This, by the way, was the best thing I got on the day, as you would have seen in the thumbnail. That was a bargain. I'll come to that in a minute. But the Power of the Force and the Power of the Jedi, never, ever write it out. Write it off. And so this is what I found, so I wanted to show you this. So the prices there were all right, I guess. I mean, I did flip on to eBay and have a little comparison, and you know what eBay's like, there's scalpers and yada yada and postage costs and stuff. So for what I got, you know, they were decent prices. This was insane. This cost £3, man. Brilliant. I can't believe I found that for £3. It's Indiana. I've always wanted an Indiana Jones figure, and it's super articulated. It's Indy from Raiders of the Lost Ark. So that's really why I want to do this video, to showcase that, and I'm going to open and review that on another video. So all this other stuff, let's go through what I got, if you want to bear with me here. So, in no particular order, just going over here, I got this Kyle Katarn. He only caught my eye because he's expanded universe. My mate's brother, who is a bit of an expanded universe knowledge bag, he sort of said, oh yeah, he told me a little bit about him, and I thought it was quite interesting. So I picked him up. What was he, £7? But anyway, let me know what you think about the prices of these. This was £10. I mean, you could probably be lucky and find it for a lot less somewhere on eBay or whatever. But this is one of the reasons why I went when he sent me the video of what was there, my mate, the other week. And there's halls and halls of stuff at this place. It's not just like one shop that you saw in the introduction. There's like several outlets, like warehouses. It's almost like they've converted a business park into an antiques dealership type thing. But anyway, my mate panned past him and I thought, whoa, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to go, to get him. It's the torture droid, the 88, which I had as a kid in the 80s, and I've not had a modern equivalent, so that will do nicely with my Jabba entourage and collection or whatever. I picked up the Yak Face purely because, well, he's Yak Face, isn't he? And I hope to recard him. One of the figures I didn't pick up that you would have seen in the introduction was the female Tuscan Raider. I don't even know what shit they were pricing her actually. For whatever reason, they were behind a glass case. There was only a Dooku and a few of the figures and a £14 Boba Fett. If they were vintage 80s, I'd understand why they were behind a glass case. But anyway, and there was actually sadly no negotiation on these prices. We thought we could have a bit of a haggle there, but you couldn't. Not that I would haggle with £3 for him, but anyway, so you couldn't negotiate. You could for items over 20, but there you go. That was just the rules of the house. And then Lot, Unit 172, number 510. This figure here, I couldn't not get him. I knew he was familiar. I think they actually had that species in the Cantina in the special edition. But he's the guy, well, Ketwal is the guy from the Phantom Menace. I think when you see all the crowd cheering, he's the one who's like got his thumbs down. He's like, obviously not a fan of humans. And then, of course, this guy, I was umming and ahhing about whether or not to get him. I do want him in the vintage collection, so I thought, you know, sod it, I'll get him because I don't have him at all as a figure. I did as a kid. I had the 80s one. Crybaby. We used to call him on the playground, the schoolyard. Yeah. Yeah, so I've got him now, the Rancor Keeper, also known as Malakili. So bring him out in the vintage collection. This one here, I was really happy to see it. Ironically, this was in a shop my mate didn't think had anything of interest in there. It was like a Lego shop. But I found this, and this is one regret that I never got this from Home Bargain in the UK. Because I thought I had actually bought him on reduction in Home Bargain, but I was looking through my collection recently and I noticed I didn't have this guy. He's in Rogue One. He's in the Gathering just before they go off to Scarif. He's on the right-hand side. When Cassian's doing that speech saying that he's rallied up some guys, and then you also see him later on, but I've really wanted to get him, and I've also got another one of them, which is fine. You can't say no to Army building him. But for £5, I was pleased, because on eBay at the minute, he's a lot of money, you know. And I couldn't say no to this. This cost £7. Again, we had a little look on eBay. I actually forgot my phone. My mate had to do all of that. So I've always wanted a pregnant Padme, because I've got a brilliant Anakin to display with her. A figure, the aggressive one, liar, to have him pointing at her with his back to us. You know, that crazy looking Anakin that you can get in this line with the messed up eyes. I display him with his back to me, if you know what I mean, because he looks better that way. I don't like the face of him. But pointing at her would look awesome when I finally get these things open and displayed. And finally, this Indiana Jones. This was awesome. I mean, look at it. It's a super articulated figure. I have wanted for decades a figure of Indiana Jones. I didn't even know really that this line existed. And that it's not only any old Indiana. It's young Indy from Raiders, younger Indy. It's one of my favourite scenes, everyone's favourite part of the film. The introduction is brilliant when they're going after the idol. And Balak comes and nicks it at the end, which is annoying. But because this comes, I think, I did my research when I got back, and this figure comes from the line that was associated with that god-awful Crystal Skull. And they obviously released some versions of Indy from earlier on in the series. But look at him. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get him open at some point. And he's going on my katana. I don't know why, but he could be in the background of the katana wearing his little hat. Because I think about the katana maybe echoes the Cairo desert, you know what I'm saying? The dunes that you see in Raiders. So if I'm going to put him anywhere, it'll be amongst the entourage of Jabba's people on the katana. So that's it. That's all I have here, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to share that with you. £3, man. What a bargain. Maybe I spent a little bit more than well, no, I think that's about the going rate really for some of these figures. Maybe you've been lucky. Maybe you've got them for less on eBay. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you think anything here is worth more than I paid. Certainly that is. Thank you for watching. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.